It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so real interesting news in the lightweight division. Just so you guys know, if you haven't heard already, I'll discuss it here. It was reported earlier this morning that the WBA, the fine folks at the World Boxing Association, so we're talking about Gervonta Mendoza. Shout out to Gervonta Mendoza. We're talking about the WBA committee chairman, my man Julio. Shout out to Julio. Shout out to you for bumping up Ian Green's ranking. Appreciate that. But nonetheless, the WBA has confirmed that Gervonta Davis is now the sole owner. He has been upgraded. He has been the email. He is now the email. You got mail. AOL Instant Messenger. He is the new lightweight world champion after Devin Haney has now vacated the belt. So, as many of you know, Devin Haney previously held the super belt. Tank had the Reggie belt. And that's it. So Gervonta Davis is in fact your new WBA lightweight world champion. Now I know this is going to cause quite a storm in the YouTube box community, because you got people here on YouTube that like to, cheerlead for Devin Haney. They like to cheerlead for Gervonta Davis. And I'm kind of just in the middle. Like I would rather than them just fight and give the boxing fans and those fans what they want. But that's not gonna happen. Leonard Ellaby, other promotions, they got their own plans. Leonard's gonna say, Tank's a star. He is the biggest attraction in boxing. He's gonna talk all that business talk and use it as a means to not make the fight, when really he should be using that as a means to make the fight. But that's neither here nor there. We know Devin had a hard time making 140, or 135, I should say. And now he's at 140, and he gets picked up the belt against Regis Prograis in a dominating virtuoso performance, a career best performance in my opinion. And now he's even talking about going out to 47 and me fighting a guy like Mario Barrios. So his days at 35 are definitely done. And that fight, in my opinion, is as far away from happening as it's ever been, because the reality is Gervonta Davis, he's a box office attraction, so much so to the point where he can dictate terms. Like, he can. It's ridiculous. I mean, it shouldn't be that way, but that's just how it is. And the other promotions and PBC and Al Heyman and just that whole umbrella, they got their own plans for him. And like, look, if you just take a look at the rankings, right? And I know people don't like looking at the rankings, but I oftentimes look at the rankings not because I like them or because I'm a big fan of them. I only look at the rankings so I can see the landscape. I can evaluate the landscape, and if I can look at it, I can see things before they happen, right? So we know that, PBC and Al Heyman, they just made the move to Amazon Prime. They're looking for big-time fights, or at least they should be. Hopefully they are, because we can't do this like we did PBC when it first started. Hopefully they're looking for big fights that are going to, draw viewers and gain subscribers for Amazon Prime, and just be a good look for boxing on a big platform like Amazon Prime. Now, when you look at the rankings, Tank is the champion. Number one is none other than the Pitbull himself, Isaac Cruz. So, what fight are we probably going to get next? More than likely, I feel like the WBA will order the Pitbull Cruz fight, or just by their own desire, you will get Gervonta Davis's team and other promotions and PBC to start negotiating for that fight, because I mean, look, the first fight did very good business in LA in 2021. Isaac Cruz gave Gervonta Davis one of the toughest fights of his entire boxing career, and since then, Isaac Cruz hasn't really fought anybody. Like, he hasn't fought no live bodies. He's been fighting no hopers, light punching 130 pounders and dragging them up to 135. And the only tough fight he really had was Giovanni Cabrera, but that was about it. Everything else has been a straight cherry pick for Isaac Cruz. So they've been waiting a couple years for this rematch. The Pitbull Cruz team, Sean Gibbons and all parties involved. His profile, his in the sport has grown since then. So I feel like inevitably we are heading towards an Isaac Cruz Gervonta Davis fight, and I genuinely feel like inevitably that is going to be, I don't know if it'll be the first fight for PBC on Amazon Prime, but I think it'll be very, very soon. And I really hope that Gervonta Davis in the next year or so could just listen. Me and Tank are about the same age. He's about to be 30 years old. Okay, he needs to really go ahead and fight some of these names, the Teofimo Lopez's, the guys like Devin, the guys like Shakur. I mean, right now when you look at the landscape of 135, look, Shakur Stevenson is a WBC champion. Tank is now the WBA champion. Your IBF and WBO belts are vacant, but I know that Vasily Lomachenko and George Kambosos Jr. are going to fight for the IBF belt. So if that fight goes as people expect, you know, all of a sudden you'll have one of the old fights that Gervonta Davis that a lot of people wanted to see a long time ago, that he avoided for years. Maybe the promotions many years ago, they made sure that they stayed very clear of Lomachenko many years ago. But now he's older. He's been through the grinder, so to speak. I don't see why Top Rank wouldn't try to cash out Lomachenko. If he beats Kambosos and he gets that belt, I don't see why Top Rank and PBC, because that fight would do big business. Lomachenko versus Tank will do big business. Tank is a mega star in the sport now. Lomachenko's a big star in the sport. That fight makes more money now than it did all those years ago. And even though Lomachenko is still a fantastic fighter, he's more beatable now than he was then. And Tank has grown a lot since that fight. So I could see that fight being a big one for Tank. So I mean, look, I'll tell you this. Right away, I'm not expecting Tank to fight anybody like that I want to see. Like, I don't think he's gonna fight Shakur or anything like that. And Lomachenko's tied up with George Kambosos Jr. So if 2024 for Gervonta Davis is literally just him fighting any combination of Isaac Cruz, and then, you know, he fights Lomachenko or Shakur Stevenson next, then that's a great year for me for Gervonta Davis. I love that 2024 for him. The landscape now, I just feel like it favors him having to fight a big name that's not with PBC. Now, I know they still got Frank Martin, they still got Edwin De Los Santos, they still got Raul Valenzuela. I mean, if they wanna go that route and start and fight, you know, not desirable fights that fans don't want to see that are still somewhat entertaining, then of course they can fight Raul Valenzuela, who's got a big knockout. They can fight Edwin De Los Santos, who just fought Shakur. And that could be a bit of a measuring stick. There's definitely things they could do, but I just think, you know, there can't be no more safety on this Glock for Gervonta Davis. Like, you made a big fight last year, Ryan Garcia. I was appreciative of it, and I was appreciative to be there. But now it's time to make those fights that people really, really want to see, which is like him versus Lomachenko, if Lomachenko beats Kambosos, him versus Shakur Stevenson, because they got history, and people want to start seeing who's who between, you know, Teofimo, Devin, Tank, and Shakur, and Ryan and all these guys. They want to see who's who. So the only way that you're looking to finally see who's who is if these guys all start fighting each other. And it started last year when Tank fought Ryan. He got that head on his scalp. He got that body on his resume. Let's go get another one in 2024. So yeah, that's the news. Gervonta Davis has now been upgraded to lightweight champion for the WBA. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think will fight next? And do you guys think that Tank fights Shakur Stevenson or Lomachenko in 2024? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.